This is an audio recording of Logie Discovers America, Chapter 15, Holy Smokes! This chapter is found on page 116. Please take out your books to join me while we listen to Holy Smokes, Chapter 15. Landlady Crisp's next-door neighbor is red-faced. Veins stand out on his neck and spit flies as he shouts, "Atta Crisp, are these your goats?" She starts to speak, but her words are drowned in his anger. "Do you have any idea what your blasted goats are doing? Do you? They're..." He stops, sniffs, wrinkles his nose. "What's that smell?" "The Ganges River, I say." He gives me a perplexed look and then turns back to Landlady Crisp. "Come with me," he shouts. "Come and see for yourself." Landlady Crisp tugs the plastic rain bonnet off her head. Working boots squish, coveralls drip. She follows him through the break in the hedge. I follow Landlady Crisp. King follows me. Trapper, who has finally left Mrs. Pendergast's welcome mat, follows King, but not too close. We walk into the biggest mess I have ever seen. There are shrubs without leaves. There are stems without flowers. There are stalks bent and trampled and half chewed. Chunks of grass have been pulled up, and a clothesline full of laundry has been pulled down. In the middle of it all stand Frick and Frack. Frick is calmly chewing a pair of striped trousers. Frack is eating a ruffly blouse. "Ma," says Frick and Frack. "Woof," says King. "Meow," says Trapper. The next door neighbor says a word I cannot repeat. Then Iron Man and Blossom burst through their hedge. "I heard yelling," says Iron Man. "I smelled skunk. I thought..." His words trail off at the sight of the destruction. He shakes his head. "Hoo-wee! Zoo-wee!" Blossom squeals. And King's hair stands straight up. He growls and woof, 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 woofs. He shoots across the yard like a furry bullet. Blossom squeals again, and she runs fast. Her plump legs are pumping. Her pot belly is bouncing. She is twisting and weaving and keeping away from King. "Our jogging has really paid off," whoops Iron Man. He pumps his arm in the air. "Run, Blossom, run!" And Blossom does. She and King topple the last standing rosebush. They trample the last of the flowers. They drag the laundry through the dirt and tangle it around the trees and shrubs. "Oops," says Iron Man. He chases after Blossom. "Blast!" hollers Landlady Crisp. We chase after King. The next door neighbor says another word I cannot repeat. He chases after us. Now everyone is either running, yelling, squealing, or barking. Some are doing several of these things. Trapper hides under the hedge. "Meow," she cries. The goats look up from their skirt and pants. "Ma," they bleat. As I run, the bright red bowling ball keychain bounces on my kusti. How can Frick resist? He licks his mouth. He lowers his horns. Oomph! 1 minute I am running, and the next I am flat on my back. Crunch! 1 minute I am a proud owner of a bowling ball keychain, and the next I am not. I leap to my feet. "The keychain was a gift," I cry. "That keychain was a clue." Frick does not care. He just chews, chews, chews. "Look out!" shouts Iron Man. I look. Blossom is barreling toward me like a runaway bus in the Himalaya mountains. "Catch her!" shouts Iron Man. "Grab her!" shouts Landlady Crisp. "Stop that pig!" shouts the next door neighbor. I try. As Frick swallows the last of my keychain, I crouch, leap. Yes, I land on Blossom's broad back. But does Blossom stop? Oh no. She is still weaving and twisting and keeping away from King, but she is also bucking and kicking and trying to knock me off. "Help!" I cry. I cling to the pig as we streak across the patio, tear between the two oak trees, and plow into the vegetable garden. "Not the lounge chairs!" shouts the next door neighbor. "Watch the hammock!" shouts Iron Man. "Holy smokes, no!" shouts Landlady Crisp. Holy smokes, yes! Next to a row of cucumbers, Blossom suddenly sinks to her knees. I jump off her back just as she rolls and rolls. "My lettuce!" hollers the next door neighbor. "My green beans!" "Yip, yip!" King joins in the rolling fun. "Ma, ma!" Frick and Frack trot over to feast happily on mashed tomatoes. "Meow!" Trapper creeps out from under the bush. She flicks her tail and licks her front paw. "What's going on? What's happening?" Mrs. Pendergast steps through the break in the hedge. "Goats!" roars the next door neighbor. "I'm infested with goats!" "And just look at the mess they've made," declares Mrs. Pendergast. We look. Frick and Frack are still eating. Trapper is still licking, but Blossom and King have stopped rolling. Now they are resting. King sighs and lays his head on Blossom's jowly neck. Blossom grunts and nuzzles King with her snout. "Isn't that cute?" gushes an unfamiliar voice. We turn, and the lovey-doves, Tom and Michelle, step through the break in the hedge. Michelle's eyes grow misty. They're hugging, she coos. And kissing, adds Tom. Bluch, I say, gagging. Landlady Crisp moans. I knew it. I should have just fixed the lawnmower. Fix, shouts the next door neighbor. Fix? You better fix this, or else. I turn to Iron Man. What is this, or else, I ask. Trouble, Iron Man answers. His eyes are round as rotely. Or else means trouble. Instead of or else, Landlady Crisp agrees to fix it all. She shoos everyone, the lovey-doves, Mrs. Pendergast, Iron Man, Blossom, Trapper, King, Frickin' Frackin' me, out of the neighbor's yard. She ties the goats to a tree. She puts the cat and dog in her basement apartment. She walks Mrs. Pendergast home and checks behind the elderly lady's washing machine for mice. Finally, she turns to me. Go home, Logie. I've got lots of work to do. I can help, I say. I can pick up the dirty laundry. I can push hunks of grass back into the ground. Landlady Crisp shakes her head. I can help around the apartment house, too. I go on. I can empty trash cans or sweep the stairs. Landlady Crisp shakes her head. I can help with the animals, I beg. I can... Stop, Logie. Landlady Crisp holds up her hand. Just stop and be quiet. I get it. Minutes slide by. Finally, Landlady Crisp says, if you really want to help, stay out of my way. Her voice sounds sad and tired. But, I begin, go home, Logie. She walks away.